Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 must-try foods in Germany. Listen up, you lot, because we're about to dive into a culinary world that's as rich and flavorful as a perfectly seared schnitzel. From hearty sausages to delectable desserts, Germany has a culinary tradition that you won't want to miss. So buckle up, get your knives and forks ready, and let's tuck in. We're kicking things off with the king of German cuisine, bratwurst. These aren't your average sad sausages, you hear me? We're talking juicy, flavorful bangers that'll have you singing Deutschland über alles. From the spicy Nürnberger bratwurst to the hefty Thüringer Rostbratwurst, each region in Germany has its own unique take on this iconic sausage. Imagine biting into a perfectly grilled bratwurst, the casing giving way to a burst of savory spices and smoky flavors. It's enough to make a grown man weep. And don't even get me started on the toppings. Mustard, sauerkraut, crispy onions, the possibilities are endless. But a word of advice, don't you dare ask for ketchup. That's a culinary sin in these parts. Next up, we're tackling a German staple that's often misunderstood, sauerkraut. Now before you screw up your face, this isn't your grandma's bland, overcooked cabbage. This, my friends, is fermented goodness. For centuries, Germans have been fermenting cabbage to create this tangy, probiotic-rich side dish. It's the perfect accompaniment to those rich, meaty dishes that Germany is famous for. The sharp acidity cuts through the fat, leaving you feeling satisfied but not heavy. And don't think for a minute that sauerkraut is a one-trick pony. It can be enjoyed cold as a side dish, piled high on a sausage, or even cooked into stews and casseroles. Get adventurous and try it in different ways. Let's be honest, no trip to Germany is complete without sinking your teeth into a giant salty pretzel. These beautifully baked knots are more than just a snack. They're a cultural icon. Imagine this, you're sitting in a traditional Bavarian beer garden, the sun is shining, and you've got a frosty stein of beer in hand. What's missing? A massive pretzel, its crust glistening with coarse salt, just begging to be broken apart and enjoyed. The chewy texture, the subtle yeasty flavor, that satisfying crunch when you bite into it, it's the perfect accompaniment to a cold beer. And don't even think about leaving Germany without trying one dipped in some sweet mustard. Now it's time to talk about a dish that's near and dear to my heart, schnitzel. This isn't just some pounded piece of meat, it's a culinary masterpiece. We're talking about thin, tenderized meat, coated in breadcrumbs and fried to golden perfection. The result? A crispy, crunchy exterior that gives way to juicy, flavorful meat. Whether you prefer it made with veal, pork, or chicken, a well-made schnitzel is a thing of beauty. And don't even get me started on the sauces. From creamy mushroom gravy to tangy lemon sauce, the possibilities are endless. But let's be honest, a classic Wiener Schnitzel with a squeeze of lemon is hard to beat. Listen up, you hungry travelers. If you're looking for a quick and delicious bite on the go, look no further than currywurst. This Berlin street food icon is a must-try. Imagine this, a perfectly grilled sausage, chopped into bite-sized pieces, slathered in a tangy, slightly sweet curry ketchup. It's messy, it's flavorful, and it's absolutely addictive. Whether you enjoy it on its own or paired with a side of fries, currywurst is a true taste of Berlin. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and embrace the delicious chaos. Move over Italy because Germany has its own pasta game going on. Meet Spätzle small soft egg noodles that are the epitome of comfort food. These little dumplings are made with simple ingredients, eggs, flour, and a touch of milk. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Spätzle is incredibly versatile and utterly delicious. Whether served as a side dish with gravy, tossed in butter and cheese, or baked in a casserole, Spätzle is a true testament to German ingenuity. Get ready for a dish that's as impressive as it is delicious. Rouladen. These rolled meat slices are filled with savory goodness and are guaranteed to impress. Imagine this. Thinly sliced beef, spread with mustard and layered with bacon, onions, and pickles. Then it's all rolled up tight, browned to perfection, and braised in a rich, flavorful gravy. The result? Tender, flavorful meat that's bursting with savory goodness. It's the kind of dish that will have you licking your plate clean. Now it's time to talk about a dish that requires patience, but trust me, the payoff is worth it. Sauerbraten, a traditional German pot roast, is a true labor of love. This dish starts with a tough cut of beef like rump roast or bottom round. But the secret to its incredible tenderness lies in the marinade. For days, the meat soaks in a mixture of vinegar, wine, and spices, allowing the flavors to penetrate deep into every fiber. The result? A melt-in-your-mouth pot roast that's bursting with flavor. It's typically served with a rich gravy, potato dumplings, and sweet and sour red cabbage. Let's be honest, no meal is complete without something sweet. And when it comes to German desserts, Black Forest cake reigns supreme. This iconic cake is a chocolate lover's dream come true. Layers of moist chocolate sponge cake are soaked in cherry liqueur and sandwiched with whipped cream and sweet and tart cherries. And as if that wasn't decadent enough, the entire cake is then covered in more whipped cream and showered with chocolate shavings. It's a true celebration of flavor and texture. We're wrapping up our culinary journey with a dish that's as comforting as it is delicious. Apfelstrudel. This Austrian import has become a beloved staple in Germany, and for good reason. Imagine this: thin, flaky pastry dough stretched until it's paper thin, then filled with a mixture of sweet and tart apples, raisins, cinnamon, and breadcrumbs. The strudel is then baked until golden brown and the filling is bubbling hot. Each bite is a symphony of textures and flavors: the crispy pastry, the tender apples, the chewy raisins, and the warm spices. It's the perfect way to end a meal on a sweet note. Thanks for joining us on this delicious journey through Germany's culinary delights. We've explored everything from hearty sausages to decadent desserts, and I hope you're feeling inspired to try some of these dishes yourself. German cuisine is all about bold flavors, quality ingredients, and a passion for good food. So go forth, explore, and discover the deliciousness that Germany has to offer. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tasty content.